I stopped meal prepping for my brother and he lived on gas station food. My brother Danny is 24 and moved in with me last spring after he lost his apartment. He said it'd be 2 months, it's been 10. I work from home, so somewhere along the way I became the person who fed him. Every Sunday I'd spend 3 hours cooking. Chicken, rice, roasted veggies, portioned into containers with the days written on the lids, so all he had to do was grab one and microwave it. At first he said thank you. Then he stopped saying anything. Then he started leaving them. I'd open the fridge Thursday and find Mondays still sitting there, full, gone bad. I asked him about it and he said I wasn't feeling chicken that day. I switched it up, beef one week, pasta the next, a whole thing of enchiladas because he used to love them. Same story, half of them ended up in the trash. I was spending like 90 bucks a week on groceries for a guy who wasn't eating any of it. So one Sunday I asked him straight, do you even want me doing this? He shrugged. It's kind of bland, honestly. No offense. No offense. I'd been cooking for him for 10 months. I told him fine, tell me what you want and I'll make it. He said, I don't know, just like normal food. I asked what normal food was. He said, like stuff that actually tastes good. I asked for one example. He couldn't give me one. He just went back to his phone. Then my mom called that week. She goes, I'm so glad you're finally taking care of yourself, Danny said. You've been too busy to cook, so he's been fending for himself. Poor thing. I sat there holding the phone. I said, Mom, I cook for him every single Sunday. There was this pause. She said, oh, he made it sound like you'd kind of let things go. That's when it clicked. He wasn't just wasting the food. He was telling people I wasn't feeding him, making himself the sad little brother getting by on nothing, while his sister ignored him. Meanwhile, his normal food containers were rotting in my fridge. So I stopped. That next Sunday, I didn't cook. I made one portion for myself, ate it, put nothing in the fridge for him. He came out around 7 p.m. and opened the fridge and just stood there. Where's the food? I said. I stopped. It was bland, remember. No offense. He said, so what am I supposed to eat? I said, normal food. Whatever tastes good. You'll figure it out. He stared at me like I'd betrayed him. Then he grabbed his keys and left. Came back 40 minutes later with a plastic bag from the Shell station. Taquitos, a bag of chips, one of those pink energy drinks. He ate it standing at the counter and didn't say a word. I figured it'd last a night. It didn't. Monday, gas station burrito. Tuesday, 2 hot dogs off the roller and a Slim Jim. Wednesday, he came home with a whole bag of that stuff, ate a corn dog cold because he was too tired to heat it up. He started looking rough. Greasy, he'd complain his stomach hurt and I'd say that's a shame and keep working. Thursday, my mom called again. Real quiet this time. Danny says you kicked him off food. I said, Mom, ask him what happened to every meal I made for the last 10 months. She didn't, but she called him because that night he came to my door and said, you told Mom I was lying. I said I told her the truth. You threw away food for 10 months and told her I wasn't feeding you. So no, I'm not doing it anymore. He said, you know I can't cook. I said, you're 24. Learn or eat gas station food. Your choice. Both are choices. He said the food thing was petty. He said I was punishing him. He said, you're really gonna let your brother starve over some Tupperware. I said, you're not starving. You're at the Shell station 3 times a day by choice. You could have just eaten what I made. He didn't have anything for that. He went back to his room. He asked me 2 days later, kind of small, if I'd ever cook again. I said maybe. If he wanted to learn how, I'd stand there and show him. He said that sounded like a lot of work. So I said, then I guess you know where the Shell station is. Danny's on his 2nd week of gas station food. He asked me last night what my Sunday chicken recipe was.